working. So we checked quality is live now on YouTube. So hopefully it's working. Yeah, it's working. Okay, thanks. So as I'm organizer, so maybe first 5 minutes would be mine, and then I'm going to release it to four guys here, smart guys. So this is fourth meetup for DevOps Slovensko meetup. Yeah, last time we had 40, something like 30, 40 people. Before that, first and second was just a few people. So yeah, well, I'm working primarily with historically with VMware platform, and nowadays in combination with Pivotal as a Pivotal container service for Kubernetes. That's my focus. Software-defined networking. That's my kind of focus. I'm trainer for VMware technologies, and my ambition is to deliver software-defined networking plus Kubernetes stuff for guys, workshops, custom workshops, any kind of workshops online or physically. Yeah, so that's my idea. I'm freelancer delivering for VMware distributor in Slovakia. Also contracted to VMware as a trainer, and Fastlane, maybe you know Fastlane, global education company. So yeah, this is just the overview what I'm doing. So I'm involved in Meetup, of course this Meetup, and a few days ago I founded another one, which is maybe not so attractive for you, maybe, I don't know, which is a GDPR. Yeah, scary one, scary topic, but quite nice topic for software-defined networking. Yeah, so microsegmentation, stuff like that, which is of course interesting for agile DevOps environments. And next maybe Meetup will be related to this. I'm not sure, maybe. Yeah, so if someone is interested, here is some content. So yeah, it's in Slovak, which is caused by the fact that this was produced by my girlfriend. Those slides. First time ever I presenting something which is not mine. This is product of my girlfriend. So it's in a Slovak, but okay, like activities. So Meetup is quite successful way. I found it like I have feedback from companies that it's right way. So Pixel Federation is doing this now pretty heavily, is going into this way to promote, to do whatever kind of activity to attract developers. Kiwi, who knows something about Kiwi? What is Kiwi? What they are doing? Kiwi.com, check guys, I think. Okay. So some Trivago, so similar. Okay. Okay. Because I know they are cool. I heard that they are cool, but to be proud, I don't know what they are doing. And they contacted me. So maybe it was in comment, maybe someone, I don't know. So companies starting to contacting me because they can see Meetup activities, a lot of you, and attract, many people in the Meetup. So companies are starting to approach Meetup. So Amazon, I don't know, have you attended Amazon Meetup? So they also are aware of this Meetup, checking surface, what's going on. Katakoda is today they contacted me. Katakoda, who knows that platform? Katakoda, Kubernetes stuff, interactive. You just in a few seconds you are in environment and playing with stuff like Jenkins, whatever, a lot of stuff, Kubernetes, Docker, security, a lot of interesting stuff. So they would like to provide resources for a meetup to make it as a more like workshop. So next time maybe we will do something, some interactive stuff. Maybe today, I don't know. Yeah, it's nice for Kubernetes learning. It's fabulous. So NS6, that's software-defined networking, which is a huge topic, and especially for large enterprises production environments. Yeah, so automation, yeah, of monolithic, but also cloud native, containerized microservices, Kubernetes, but also legacy. Yeah, so that's something which I'm heavily involved now recently. If you are interested, in Vienna on the 2nd, on 4th, is someone from here, from integrator? Or are you internal developers, or someone from you? Who is not from Swissre? And who is from some kind of partner, Slovak partner, integrator, or doing some stuff for customers as a partner? Nobody. All right. But in case someone is checking online, Empower is very, very interesting stuff, because in Vienna, there will be 3 days of deep dives for cloud native Kubernetes stuff running on top of the VMware environment. Yeah, pivotal container services, stuff like that. So if someone is interested and is from partner, it's cool. So software-defined storage, another topic which is interesting for cloud-native architectures. GDPR, 11th of June. Yeah, so we will have it in a coworking here in Bratislava, coworking Cvernovka. Yeah, so GDPR as a topic, pivotal containerization service, the container service. That's my topic I presented last time. Yeah, so it's Kubernetes multi-tenant scale out into the production with software-defined networking solution based typically on-premise on VMware or in Google Cloud or Amazon. Yeah, so yeah, this is something which is which I most probably would be involved in coming future, which is support or initiative to attract more women and girls into the IT. Yeah, so this is just they just ask me to support them. By the way, if you check news, those guys received huge support, huge funding and support from Google. Yeah, so this is something interesting there. Yeah, of course, globally there is that kind of initiative to attract more women, into the IT generally and software development. So there will be some activity when I will be also involved for them. I will support them. And, so yeah, this is personal. As I mentioned, my girlfriend is active. She just created this set of slides, and we together we are working on a social platform for education in Slovakia and potentially also abroad, but primarily now in Slovakia to connect teachers with parents, especially for parents. Nowadays we have that internal family task to make a right choice for our daughter, to make the right choice for right school. Yeah, so there is no platform today, so we would like to create one. Yeah, to provide options, transparency for parents during the process of choosing right school for daughter, for children. So this is something which is interesting from personal perspective, and yeah, my ambition is also in future potentially, we'll see, but I have to evaluate with my official portfolio of trainings, but potentially some customized workshops online on Udemy or similar. Yeah, so yeah, I'm evaluating options what to do. Yeah, so that's it from my side. Of course, we will plan some other events, other activities in coming future. Yeah, so this is just a support activity. Yeah, IT, you can check it. And maybe I will just show you just one slide because I promised I will promote them. So yeah, that's something like this. Yeah, so yeah, it's just a support, and I will be involved maybe also on the middle school level, or how is it called? Stredné školy, grammar school, secondary school. Yeah, secondary schools. So and universities, of course. Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward for this because sometimes to explain what you are doing to your mother, grandmother, or to your children, that's the proof that you are master of presentation and explanation when you can explain Kubernetes to your daughter or cloud native or CI/CD. Yeah, so yeah, that's something. So that's all from my side. Maybe we will do something after. So we will maybe interactively doing something, some drawings, some drawings on the whiteboarding, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, that's it, guys. Okay, let's switch. So that's my part, and let's go for it. Just put it on.
Okay. So, welcome everybody. My name is Brano Povoda. I was asked to present today about something. It was said that maybe I can choose as well continuous integration and continuous delivery toolset because I'm part of the team development platform services here in company. And basically, we are taking care of the whole environment, which is prepared for people like you, for the developers. And then we are maintaining the tool set. And then this is the good, maybe, example how to touch quite wide area of that tool set, and then show you that also that we are pretty conservative company. We are using we try to use as well new and modern stuff, at least in the IT area. So this is the agenda. First will be some introduction to the company, CI/CD basics for those who don't know what really CI/CD is. And then I will touch our two main CI/CD tools, Bamboo and VSTS. So evolution of the software development in Swiss Re. Imagine that our company, we are really dependent on the data. We we have been pioneers in using of the information technology, because the data is something which we can use for the future predictions. So what we do is collecting the data from the past, and then with some uh, uh, mathematic tools and then prediction softwares, we then predict how we can fulfill our customers' needs. So we have started pretty soon with the technology at that time. In 1960 around, it was mainframe. And it was IBM mainframe, when with COBOL language inside. Then quite big change came in the 90s. So it was not the mainframe alone. There have been some other databases. We started to use as well some more GUI-oriented tools like Excel for the presentation, but the mainframe still remain. And now another guy with a bird is now developing for a lot of other platforms. IBM is with the mainframe still there. So although that we are developing for the target platforms like any other startups, we have as well our legacy. So we have to maintain as well the old systems, and this is as well our job to prepare environment for the developers who are not using only new and fancy stuff, but as well the little bit matured one. And then with modern era is coming as well the cloud, so something which is outside of our company, with all the cloud systems like Azure, Amazon, Office 365. So we are not anymore really closed with orientation to our self needs, but we as well try to communicate with the world. And then all this has to be fulfilled by or with CI/CD. It is a huge help for the developer to develop for such many platforms, have a reliable software with proper testing, and it is something like continuous journey when you are coding, building, testing, releasing, deploying, and then operations are coming to the scene, and then back you plan new features and then code new things. So this is basically what is different in the comparison with the past, because that time we had a few releases, and then everything was focusing on those releases, and then now we want to deliver the changes as soon as possible. We want to as well find bugs as soon as possible, and we want to fix them as soon as possible. So the CI/CD is for us really good way how to do that, and that's why we have started with a couple of tools. Yeah, and for you developers, this means that your standard work is that you code something, commit it to the version control system, you trigger build, and then you rely on the continuous integration server that there is automatically compiled code, executed tests, all the packages, and then everything is deployed to the target server. In this case, it is web server. This is how CI/CD looks from the big picture, and I would like to as well explain the difference between the continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment, because sometimes it is as well a little bit mixed together. So for the continuous integration, this means that you need frequent merging of the changes from the developers to the mainline, and this requires automation. So these are as I explained on the picture before, automated tests and then the whole automated builds. For continuous delivery, you again want to frequently release. And for that, you need automated deployment pipeline, but this is manually started. And deployment differs from the delivery, that you do the full automation. So everything what is merged to the baseline is delivered to the user. So you need high-level automation, up-to-date documentation, and really reliable whole CI/CD pipeline. Our toolset. We have started with the Jenkins. Then we have onboarded TFS for the Microsoft tech stack. Nowadays, we are supporting Bamboo and VSTS. Because of the orientation to the big picture with respect to the cloud and all the modern technology, scalability, and support, we have decided to decommission Jenkins and then TFS, and then really focus only on these two CI/CD platforms. I will explain some basics of the Bamboo, and then this is more or less the same for as well other CI/CD platforms. So on the VSTS, I will more focus on the differences in the comparison of the Bamboo. So let's jump on Bamboo. Atlassian product for us, it is really important because we have other Atlassian tools like Bitbucket, Jira, Confluence, Crucible, and then we need proper integration with these tools. And Atlassian provides as well good support for us with this good integration. Somebody of you know these tools like Jira, Confluence? Are you familiar with that? In the company or privately? Now basic architecture of the Bamboo, you have a Linux server, and then you have agents. Agents are other, let's say, machines which process the builds and deployments. Agents could be local or remote. And we in Swiss Re, we have currently only remote agents in the production. And example of such build is that you have a plan, which is a set of the rules which you need for the automation pipeline, which is built or added to the build queue, and then executed by Bamboo server on one of the agents, and which is free, and then which is able to process those builds. So on the Linux server, triggered builds. there are defined capabilities. These are the, let's say, features of the agents. So what that agent is able to process. It could be Maven, Docker, Java, etc. And then as I explained, agents could be local or remote. Now focusing on the agents, we can look at the agents from different point of views. This is operating system point of view. We currently have Windows agents, Linux, SUSE, and Ubuntu ones, and then the macOS, because we develop as well mobile applications for iPhones. And then you can look at them from different angle, like if they are located inside your company or outside. So we have on-prem machines, so virtual machines inside the company, and we have as well our cloud, which is maintained by external company, and then that's provided by infrastructure as a service, and then we have as well fully Dockerized agents. Well, this is a little bit more about the organization of the tasks in the pipeline and how they are executed on the agent. So if there is a job with task which requires some capability A, it is executed, it can be executed on both agents, on one or two. If something with capability B as well, but if there is some special requirement for capability E, then it is executed only on the agent 2 because it has that capability. And then it's coming question of the scalability, because you need to really maintain and check how many such requirements you can have in your whole pipeline, and then all the projects, let's say. So, for example, now we are introducing Docker capabilities, and then more and more teams are starting with the Docker. So we always have problems with queues for the Docker agents. Then on the left side, you see more about the organization of the tasks in the CI/CD. So you have on the top project or application. Then you define your build plans for the CI part, where are jobs and tasks. And afterwards, for the deployment part, you define your target environments where you want to deploy, and then as well tasks which are executed on the same agents, like build part is. Plan has several layers how can be organized, or let's say tasks are organized in different ways. So you can execute them either sequentially on the job level, or in parallel within one stage. So this is then up to you how you want to organize your job or your build stuff, and then those parts which can be executed sequentially put to the right place. Then you of course save time. Here in the company we had a lot of integrations. I would like to describe two. We have our own central catalog. We call it Snow. and the central catalog of services needs to be always updated according to your deployments. And then our integration was necessary because of the production deployments. So when you want to deploy to production, of course, your release manager needs to approve that the deployment, and for that we had to create another layer. And now with the Bamboo, we have one deployment. So if you have proper rights, then you can deploy to production one click, the same like for development or IT environment. For Bamboo, we had one, let's say, challenge, because only administrators can manage and administer projects, plans, and repositories. We didn't want to reveal these functionality for the users. So for that, we need to create another solution, another API, which serves this, and then the users can order from the catalog, which I have described before, the new Bamboo projects, and then the basically setup of their CI/CD in Bamboo. For that, we have developed solution based on the Spring Boot service, which is Dockerized and then deployed in the cloud, currently in the EAS cloud. Here is a description of the solution. So you can order the new project plan from technically from two locations. One is directly from your browser, from the computer, or through the Snow or other application, because we as well created it to support automation. And then through the REST call, you go to the Dockerized Kong API gateway, which communicates with Apache because of the single sign-on, and then go to the application which is Spring Boot in the Tomcat, which authenticates you against the Active Directory, and then after successful authentication, calls the REST API for creation of the Bamboo project. And everything, both Docker images or containers run on cloud, as I already mentioned. Currently, we have migrated to the Ubuntu from SUSE. Any questions to Bamboo? Are you familiar with that platform? Because when you call from Snow, then you are using technical user, and you ask for creation of the project for somebody. And then that guy is checked against the LDAP if it is a member of the appropriate group for that project. So that's why. For that is LDAP necessary. Otherwise, of course, you cannot create project in whatever for whatever APM ID we call it for the as an application ID.
You said that you can define targets, so those are environments. When you want to release an application to a target environment, how do you define those? Is it like a list of IPs, or how can you define such a target in Bamboo? I don't know Bamboo, so I have no idea.
So, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Because you said
Be,
that you have a job or a project,
yes.
and I can specify I want to deploy these artifacts to environment or target.
To environment, yes, or to the target platform.
Environment, because there are a set of machines in the low test environment, for example, in testing environment. And how do you define the environment in Bamboo?
Basically, it is logical, let's say, the division that these machines, let's say, in Bamboo, in the deployment project, you are creating artificially your target environments. And in those target environments, you mention already either host names or IP addresses of the computers where you want to deploy.
So there are host names and IPs.
Yeah, depends to where you are deploying. But for example, for Docker,
VMs.
yes, to VMs, yes.
But then you have auto scaling in place, so you don't know the IPs in advance because they are dynamically scaled out and scaled in. So
Yeah, good question.
maybe to get the IPs and host names somehow when you build the pipeline.
Then it is up to you to organize it. So
Integrate some custom logic.
And maybe question is if you are doing it like auto scale.
I have no experience with the auto scale, but I can.
If you have dedicated my environment auto scales, and those are VMs, for example in AWS, and I want deploy to these set of machines. So auto scaling group.
But it's not just for pipelines and the scheduler Kubernetes or ECS and AWS handles it from Docker and everybody else.
Yes, but I'm not talking about containers. So let's say I have VMs.
A good question. I have no experience with that.
Container orchestration tool, of course, you can set some flag and you'll yeah. But if you really have to, I don't know, copy over the application to the target machine just or something else, you have to SSH and do something there.
I can. I definitely can check it for you.
Yeah.
Design for these things.
Or Terraform maybe, or something like that. Hashi. Yeah.
If you have the agents, you can update your manifest and then the agent will get from the master what they need.
Yeah, but the thing is that you are not using this.
Well, we are using as well Kubernetes here, and then but as I said, I have no experience with such scaling deployments, so I don't know what is used in the teams. Maybe you have experience with that. Do you?
Okay, so yeah.
Basically, if you have just bare VMs, if you want to deploy a large abstraction around it, you have to do them around from the Bamboo perspective. You have abstract level. So what means an environment? It means set of usually set of VMs where you would like to deploy, right? If you have auto scaling, that is handled by the AWS, for example, then you need to build a custom logic of then organize those VMs. Okay.
There is no support out of the box in Bamboo for that.
Maybe here is a question from Peter Dodo, which delivered session last time, if you remember, regarding microservices. So he's asking on the chat, what is versioning? Do you manage versions of application within pipeline?
Yes. Basically, you have versions of your builds, which you then store either within Bamboo or in Artifactory, and then afterwards you are deploying those versioned artifacts.
Okay, so there is something like, for example, with tags. I
Yes.
see that CD pipeline should be started with tagged commit.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It is good practice, but it is not necessarily. Well, because of our orientation.
Can you repeat the question because maybe it's not.
Yes, question was why we decommissioned Jenkins, right? At that time, when we have decided to orient more to the cloud, Jenkins was not yet cloud-based. I don't know if it is now, and we have decided to orient to more to the big picture. As I explained, though that toolset provided by Atlassian and then support was quite big by pro to go to Bamboo. I know that Jenkins has really good pros like plugin support. We struggle a lot with providing the same level of plugins to the Bamboo like is available in Jenkins. But there was simply no sense to now maintain another CI/CD platform, mainly when we have decided to go to VSTS afterwards.
So this is the distributed build. I don't know if Jenkins suffers that in newer versions.
Does? I don't know.
Can I have a follow-up question?
Yes.
So that Jenkins defines kind of pipeline as a code, or I don't know how if you just skip, you can commit in the repository, and the whole pipeline is defined in that code.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're using it or Bamboo supports it or.
Whole pipeline as a code. I don't think that we have something like that in Bamboo. I have no experience with that. But we are still using pretty old version. We are using 5.5 version. There is already I think 6.2 or 7 version. We will migrate soon.
Maybe additional question that one, in case it does have some API apart from the UI, would help to basically create a script.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bamboo has REST API. This is how are called those that creation of the project. But that REST API is not sufficient. We are using Bob Swift enhancement where we are calling certain calls with another SSH client, and then it is maintained by the developer who is really tightly cooperating with the Atlassian. So there is as well some room to improve.
It's a bit different because in the root, Jenkins supports like in the root process, you have
So
the pipeline and you change it and you change the code and you push it and the whole stuff.
Is it in GitHub or somewhere?
Yeah, in one place.
Maybe I have just a question. If you are aware of pivotal concourse.
No.
Okay.
Sorry?
I was just asking if there is kind of awareness about this. So you are using it or? Okay. Thanks.
So basically there is the REST APIs, and then basically what we do is development of the plugins for Bamboo. Okay, VSTS. So this is another CI/CD pipeline tool now from Microsoft.